Yo, what's up guys? Welcome. So today we got episode 2 of how to become a better Hearthstone player. And this time around we're gonna be talking about tilt, or more importantly, how to handle it.
Missile on ramp! Missile on ramp!
Dude, I think that looks so funny, right? I love how the keys are just flying everywhere. So, first off, I just want to mention that in this video I will be talking about personal experience. I am not a doctor or anything. Like, you should look at this video and be like, this is just me explaining to you guys what I have learned and picked up along the way. Not a medical or professional perspective on this. Okay, let's jump right into it. So, what is tilt, and what does being tilted really mean? Well, funny thing, the word tilt, it apparently comes from, I learned this just the other day, it actually comes from the pinball machines. I don't know if you guys ever play those, you know, with the pinball machines with flippers and shit. But they didn't have those flippers before, so you physically tilted the machine sometimes to like make the ball roll where you wanted it to roll, I guess. So that's where the original term tilt comes from. So yeah, kind of funny, I guess. But yeah, no, but obviously being tilted means that you are suffering from anger, right? Or a lot of emotions, honestly. You're angry, you're probably sad, you're disappointed, you're upset, you know, all these things, right? If you have been tilted, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't been tilted, then you are probably not watching this video. Also, screw you. No. Kidding, obviously, can't. So yeah, at least that's some funny knowledge for you guys where the word actually comes from. But yeah, let's talk more about how to handle it. In order to handle tilt, we kind of need to start talking about why you get tilted in the first place, right? And as a lot of you guys know, usually when we're looking at games, and obviously I'm going to be focusing on Hearthstone here, you get tilted when you have bad results. Or at least that's one of the things that you can be tilted with. You've been playing Hearthstone for a couple of hours. You look at your win rate, and you see you're going down, or you know, physically losing stars if you're hunting for legend, right? And you keep on playing, and you maybe keep on losing, and you see those stars just go away, and you get even more upset / mad / sad, you know, all of these emotions, and you're tilted. In my experience, it comes from, you know, like I mentioned, you're feeling disappointed, right? You're disappointed maybe in yourself that you thought that you would be performing better. But we also have the fundamental thing in Hearthstone that can really get us tilted, and that is the RNG. RNG stands for Random Number Generator, by the way, if you don't know. And basically what that means is that there are factors in Hearthstone that you can't really do anything about. Some games you're gonna lose because of RNG, and that starts your tilt. Basically, you're like, you know, I should have won this game, but I didn't because of RNG. And this is kind of where we need to go deep. So we have the RNG factor. Like, a thing happens, you lose the game, and you get tilted. How do you handle that? How do you handle it? How do you go from there? In my personal experience, when it comes to exactly that thing, you lost a game because of the RNG. That is exactly what you should be looking at then. Break it down for yourself. If you look back at the game you just played, and you're like, okay, I played it the best as I could. Maybe you had a choice to play around either an AoE effect or some specific minion, and you know, and then you make a choice based on maybe the information that your opponent has given you. What I'm trying to say is that if you're sure that you played it perfectly and you still lost to RNG, then that's just a factor of the game, and it happens, and you have to acknowledge that RNG sometimes happens. Also, sometimes you don't play your hand perfectly, right? Maybe you misplay, but in the end you kind of lose the game because of your misplays, but also this RNG event that happened, and you're kind of blaming the RNG for your loss. You're not really looking at yourself and being like, no, I screwed up, right? Sure, this RNG thing happened, but I also misplayed. But you instead just kind of blame the RNG, right? And if you do that, you can't really improve. And that for me is just, yeah, it just makes me untilt when I can focus on how to improve as a player instead. Also, something that, this is gonna sound like super fundamental, but it's actually really important, and that is if you are feeling the tilt, just, you know, quickly scan yourself and be like, have I eaten anything today? Have I drunk any water? Hashtag stay hydrated. Because these things do affect you. So like always when you start feeling the tilt, I tend to actually look at the time and I'm like, okay, when was the last time I ate? And like, do I have water next to me? Especially when I'm streaming, right? Because I know that these things affect me. Also, getting exercise / just, you know, go out, get some fresh air. Like, when was the last time you did that? It definitely helps with the tilt, and it could actually be the reason why you're tilted at the moment. But let's say it's an ordinary day, right? You got some dinner in you, you know, you got water next to you, and you're sitting at your desk and you're playing some Hearthstone, and you still feel the tilt coming. Like, what do you do? And I watched this video the other day that had 3 really good steps on how to handle tilt. I'll drop the link to that video in the description. And step number 1 in that video is that you should register the feeling of being tilted and you should accept it. And that takes us to the second step, which is release it, okay? So you have accepted that you are being tilted and now you have to let it go. And how do you do that? Well, in this video, they're talking about that you should recognize that you're deviating from your game plan. And that's kind of interesting, right? So if you think about Hearthstone, what is your game plan? Your game plan is probably to gain ranks. You know, maybe let's pretend that you're rank 3 and you're pushing for legend. Then that is your game plan. If your goal is to hit legend, you will not reach it if you're still being tilted. So you have to somehow release it. And you know, it might be like I mentioned earlier, it might just be, you know, taking a walk, you know, or a short break, or anything really that will like help you release the tilt. And that takes us to step 3, which I kind of stumbled upon, honestly, and that is refocus. So what they say in this video is that you need to get back to thinking about the present. It's very true, honestly. So in the same scenario, you're rank 3, you're pushing for legend. That is exactly what you need to be thinking about then. Like, okay, I'm here, I'm playing Hearthstone, I really want to get legend, you know, I'm doing the grind. That is what you should be focusing on then. So accept the tilt, then try letting it go by taking a short break or just, you know, literally shake it off. And then thirdly, refocus. Start thinking about the present. What are you doing? I am trying to make legend. And obviously this might not apply to everybody. It's not that simple, right? It's psychology. But maybe these 3 steps will help you. So now that we kind of covered, you know, the whole aspect of what is tilts and why do we get tilted and some suggestions on how to handle it, here's a really nice twist for you guys. You can actually use all of this in your real life. It's funny how that works, right? Because sometimes in real life, like RNG is against you, you know? You were supposed to go see that movie, but you were gonna book the tickets and they were all sold out, right? And you get mad, upset, sad. You basically get tilted because the tickets were all sold out. But then you can use this. It's like, okay, now I got tilted in real life, right? So it's not just all about games and Hearthstone. It's like, this is just how you fundamentally think, how you work, and maybe, hopefully, you can use my video or the videos that I linked down in the description, or you can Google, YouTube more videos, right? Because if you are struggling with tilt, maybe you're not just struggling with tilt in games, maybe you're struggling with tilt just in your life, and these steps are really good for you, right? You can use them, not like obviously apply it like I just mentioned, because I've been trying to be focused on Hearthstone here, right? But if you really boil it down, this is something that you can use for anything really. So that's kind of cool. I think that's a really nice twist to it. So if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a like. And if it's something that you want to share with us, you know, something that you have learned along the way when it comes to tilt, please feel free to drop that in the comments section down below. Alright guys, I'll see you later.